Uh, so Ben, what benefits do you find from working and trying to make it as a social entrepreneur?
Are you recording?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, working as a social entrepreneur gives me some kind of fulfillment because one, it's an investment to the community. And for me, it's a case whereby I do not pocket all the profit alone. It's an investment that we make back to the community. And the fact that we are able to create employment opportunities within the community gives me quite a lot of fulfillment because we try to resolve all these issues of unemployment in such projects.
So basically you try to identify, things in the community, you try to identify, and because you were raised in the community and you know the problems of the community, you know what the community needs most, right? So you're not only creating or delivering a project, you are a marketeer because you know exactly what the community needs and you are able to provide with it.
Yeah, not that I know what the community needs, but I work with the community, with members of my community to find solutions to the problems that we are facing. So this kind of puts me in touch with the community needs, and if we are able to create these needs into opportunities that generates livelihoods, opportunities, then I feel good about that.
Awesome. And if someone gave you the opportunity to go outside the community to gain maybe some more money and just live your life alone without the impact of the community in the community and just live let's say a quiet public life as a public servant, probably with a bit more money and just alone outside, would you take that?
Well, I wouldn't feel that I'm serving or fulfilling the purpose of my life because I feel my life has a different meaning today. That my life is about serving other people, together realizing and trying to resolve some of the challenges that we face in this community. So it's not about a good life because anyway, I will never live a good life if somebody else is not living a good life. I know we cannot resolve the world's problems, but just a little that we are able to change, or giving somebody an opportunity to earn or to make a living, for me gives me a lot of fulfillment, and these are the kind of activities that I like to engage in.
So it's a lot more than just generating profits. It's just generating profits and making the world, and you're aware of all the circumstances, and so all the connections with all the people in the place you live and the community that you live, and then you can go in and address those problems. And if you can make a living out of it, it's the best kind of living that you can make, right?
Yeah, actually social entrepreneurship goes just beyond the profit. It's about investing what comes in back into the community, back into a social project that is doing something to elevate the situation.
Do you think that most businesses would benefit from this social economy, so that it's not just narrow profit making or paying back the shareholders? Do you think that big corporations or any other business would benefit if everybody had general bigger causes, let's say environmentalism or ethical supply chains or something like that, so that something that would put a cap on their profits?
Yeah, well, I think that would be something interesting because then we'll start being sensitive with our surrounding. We'll not do activities that exploit the children, we'll not employ children, we'll not do activities that basically affect the environment, and things like that. And the other thing is, this is one very good way of reducing the gap between the rich and the poor. Because in one way or the other, if you work together as a team, then you grow all at almost at the same level. Yeah.
So you cannot, but anyway, I'm gonna come back because this is a very good point. you cannot be insensitive to the problems, let's say, of kids working or kids, because it's your kids. It's the people that you grow with. It's the kids of your neighbor. It's the kids of that you grew up and you remember the thing. You cannot. You are most empathetic because it's your kids. It's the people that they go in the streets. So you cannot you cannot exploit them.
Yeah. If you exploit these kids, for example, if you give them jobs to start doing at a tender age, it means you're denying them opportunities to grow in the right way. You're denying them opportunities to go to school, and that means that you'll actually they'll never reach to the level that you are in, and this kind of will always ensure that such people remain low within the social classes within the society. So as a result, you'll never see the reduction of crime and things like this.
Okay. Yeah. And you can also, again, you cannot do it because you have a kid, right? It's your kid. It's gonna have, it's gonna grow in the place that you do the activities.
Yeah.
How can you look the kids of the other parents that are playing with your kid at the same time? It's just impossible that you're gonna do heinous crimes and say, oh, I don't care about this, it's just about the profits.
Yeah, well, with these sustainable social economy projects, you will never find such things because then you tend to be sensitive more about other people, But when you going for this kind of profit-making ventures, then you do not really care about other people. You only care about what comes into your pocket, the profit. Yeah.
Marriam, what's your idea of social economy and solidarity economy, and how do you think the impact to the communities is important for the social economy, and how the social economy and solidarity economy is good for the communities?
Well, for me personally, I draw my inspiration in seeing the change that comes with empowering people in the community, because you find like mostly it's the less privileged communities that you're trying to empower them to have an equal space with these other people who have had education and all that. Yeah. So for me, it really inspires me if I see someone changing from the worse to the better, coming from the right down with nothing, like maybe earning $2 a day, to having sustaining themselves, to living a better life and changing their societies. Yeah.
Awesome. So that's the theoretical background of it. Can you please briefly explain what do you do what's your social and solidarity impact on the community, and what do you do?
Yeah, personally, I ensure I ensure maximum participation of the girl child in the community, and especially in the program. We do girls empowerment, and we empower these girls into getting skills that will help them in sustaining themselves. Yeah.
Maybe you need to expand with the business aspect.
Yeah, okay, so what we do in Kibera is we train girls in skills that in turn they are able to employ themselves and earn a living from that. So we train them on fashion design, and they are trained on sewing clothes, and also they do jewelry making. From this, they produce some stuff and we sell. So after the sales, the profit that we get, we share some part with them so that they're able to buy things for themselves. Because mostly you find these girls are young teenage mothers who have nowhere to depend on. So when they come to the program, at least they find this safe space and they can also earn while learning.
Benson?
Yep.
What's your capacity as a social solidarity entrepreneur?
Well, within the organization, I basically manage all the social entrepreneurship activities within the organization, helping Marriam with the Girls Empowerment Center, and also managing assisting with the management of the events company, where we have a sound system for hire. We hire to people who do weddings, we hire to people who do conferences. And again, just like the Girls Empowerment Center, there are percentages that goes directly to the young boys who are employed to offer their services, the DJing services or MCing services. And another percentage of that money goes into growing the business, the events management business, and another percentage comes to Amani Kibera for basically to support all the other charitable activities that we do.
Like what?
The charitable activities will be the free community library that we are running, the free daycare services for the girls, the sports, the value-based sports activities with football and basketball that we are running, the holiday kids workshop that we are running, and also like the life skills training for both boys and girls that we are running within the organization.
I see. And what is your ultimate vision? Let's say, see 15 years down the line and see where would you want to see yourself in 15 years? If everything works out, if everything goes perfectly, in 15 years, what would you see in the community and in your enterprises?
Well, for our organization and the different social enterprises that we are running, I would like to see a situation where we generate much more than we need to sustain the organization. And that will mean that will be helping so many young people acquire employability skills, or people who will be getting jobs, or people who will be able to start their own businesses, people who will live with skills that they can basically sustain themselves. And for our community, our ultimate goal is to see a community live together harmoniously without discrimination of any nature. We want to see people appreciating each other and taking the differences that divides us at the moment as diversity, where we are able to learn from each other, we are able to share with each other. So that's our ultimate goal. Yeah.
And for you, Marriam, what do you want to see in 15 years? For you, for the enterprise, for the girls, if you want to succeed, you want to go global, do you want to make the fashion global, do you want to, what's your vision for the future?
My vision for the future is to see more of these girls empowered, and also seeing Kibera becoming a better society. As in, we see more young people knowing themselves, identifying themselves, and also getting themselves out of the poverty level that they are in now, and also empowering themselves with skills that are able to give them sustainable livelihoods.
Fantastic. So this covers your enterprises and the vision. Now, do you have any comments for the project? Have you enjoyed, or do you see any value on these kind of projects? And if so, what kind of value could that be? And if you want to see more and more of these activities in the future?
Me or Marriam?
No.
Oh. No, where's the camera? In between? Oh. Cool. Well, SUSY project for me as an individual and on behalf of the organization, I'll say has been inspirational for us. We've discovered so much. of what we did not really know. We were doing all the social enterprises without knowing, so like we didn't really know so much meaning into this. So I think we've had more definitions and even lots of possibilities that as we go back home we'll think of implementing to see how we are able to better what we are doing. So we're looking at growing sustainably. We're looking at becoming even more and more sensitive with the kind of environmental, with the kind of impact that our work will basically produce. And the fact that this project exposed us to meet different social entrepreneurs in Malta through coping, that was quite interesting, and also in Cyprus through cadet. This has been really interesting because I would say it went beyond the field of social entrepreneurship, but also meeting other partners within what we are doing. And for us, I think this is a way that is going to open up our ways to start working with different people, different partners, learn from each other, and also share with these people about what we're doing. And I think this makes us even stronger as an organization.
Marriam?
It's almost like okay.
I have a few.
Personally, I feel really empowered because honestly, it's the first time for me out of the country, and I'm now like my thinking is now broader because I was thinking it's only in Kibera there is so much problems and struggles, but coming out I feel I came to understand like there are different struggles. Yeah, people have different struggles and working towards achieving different goals. So for me it's an eye-opener, and also I'm very grateful for coping and cadet for this great opportunity. I've made good contacts and learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to going back and replicating what I've learned from here.
Fantastic. And getting to the very, very last, for your coping experience in Malta, can you please tell us what was the relationship with the staff members, with the organization, and your experiences, not day to day, but your overall experience with who you met and what you got from, not individually, but what you took as a positive from Malta?
While in Malta, we had the best company actually. I also borrow a lot from how they relate in the office, the coping staff. You can see like it's like one family, and they care about each other. Yeah. So I borrow a lot from that, and I think maybe there are a few things you're going to change in the organization, and how I run the girls program also. I think I've got so much inspiration from them.
Yeah, it's still facing or it's facing me too?
It's facing both of you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say in Malta we were exposed to different environments. We were exposed to the Commonwealth People's Meeting, where we met different organizations, national, community-based, and also international organizations who are addressing different issues within the Commonwealth countries. And just sitting in the same platform with these people, listening to them, sharing with them, was very inspirational for us, and we will say we learned quite a lot. We went down to meet fair trade organizations, the likes of Said, and it was quite interesting to hear the other side of what is called fair trade. And we took our lessons from that. And
In what
these
sense?
in the sense that we really need to go down to minimize the number of middlemen when it comes to to sales, because the producer more often gets peanuts and is the most important person. So we need to maximize whatever goes down there. We need to know the history of a product, who works on it, where the materials gotten, if there are materials that affect our environment, then we're not supposed to support such activities. If there are materials that have kids working there, we're not supposed to support such project. So for us, these small tiny details that we did not put into consideration became very, very clear when we met products from India, products from Africa, from South America, and even products from Europe. This gave us a very clear opening to start thinking about where do we get our materials and who works on this material. And also the other thing is the kind of quality that we must produce. Who do we want to target with this? So we had quite a lot of learning. I would say for us it was a lot of learning and sharing.
Awesome. That's good to know. It's always good to know that Malta is so forward on these things. Okay, now we're going to do cadet. What's your experience with the cadet stuff? Or have you learned anything from your individual meetings, your exchange meetings with organizations here? And did you like it in general?
So, she complains I talk too much.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'll say the cadet experience has also been quite interesting, right from the support at the airport and the immigration things with the visas. That was very, very supportive, and we felt that yes, we had people who were taking care of us. The different kind of people that we met, the different benches, and just having people take their time to meet us out of their busy schedules. For us, that was very, very interesting. And now we have quite an important contact with the peace players, which is something out of what we came here to do. So I think this is something that has been really quite, what I would say is a good connection. And also when we went to the hub today, we started to think so much about how can we take some of the good lessons that we took from there and then try to localize it within our own setup. So for us that was really good. The cadet staff that we met are very, very accommodative, I would say, very warm, and I would say people who always want to share unlimitedly. That's what I would say.
Marriam? You're gonna start exporting stuff to Nicosia now.
Yes. For a moment, I felt I was very scared because I thought the immigration on that other side would not allow me to come to Nicosia. Here now, I'm happy, and it's an inspirational journey for me, because everywhere I've gone, everybody I've met, they've really made an impact in my thinking, in my life personally, and I feel like I'm thinking like a different person now. I'm not narrowly minded with the way I was before, because all my heart was in Kibera and everything about Kibera. When coming out here, it's like there's more. There's more than just thinking about Kibera. Yeah. So I've made good contacts, and I'm really looking forward into expanding our small entrepreneurship market. Yeah, so that it's an opportunity for us to expand our scope, because if you're looking into training more of these girls and more youths, which I'm thinking we're going to meet our goal through the collaboration with you.
Yeah, and also I think the fact that we have a lot of people wanting to partner with us in one way or the other, for us it's a message about what we are doing and the usefulness of what we are doing. So it actually encourages us, telling us, well, you are doing something that is very important to this community, and this is actually a testimony. When we meet cadets and it's like, okay, we can think about how to partner, we can produce some of these things and have them for you. Just the willingness to, provide some of these things that will support us in working is been quite powerful and powerful experience.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay.